Hello and welcome to the week 3 video, which means we are in week 4 of the Georgia football season, which means after this week you're third way done of the regular season. So it's already swinging by here, which also means you completed a quarter of the season. Funny how that works. So not a lot of plays to look at today. I want to spend a lot of time on this first play. So weird play to look at here. Let's back it up. Gonna have a bad snap. Then make a judgment call there on whether or not you're gonna have roughing the kicker. And then watch the kicker after the play. Yeah. So, a lot of stuff going on at this place. The first thing we need to do is digest what fouls do we have on this play. And the first one I want to look at, this hit on the kicker. So, for roughing the kicker, when you have a bad snap or rugby style kicker or anything like that, when he reestablished himself as a kicker, then he reasserts the protection of a kicker. Alright, so what you have to think about here then is, did the defender have a reasonable amount of time after the kicker was reestablished as a kicker? And it is a safety foul, so you lean on the side of caution. So this should be a foul for roughing the kicker. This defender, he had time to let up. I mean, he's got 2 or 3 steps before when the kicker reestablished himself as a kicker, which would be right now. Okay, once he starts to take those approach steps as a kicker, so right now he's got the ball holding out, he's taking his approach steps, he has reestablished himself as a kicker. He is not going to run with the ball, so he gets that protection as a kicker. And you see he's got 2-3 steps. Does not try to avoid the contact, just lays right into him. So this should be roughing the kicker. So you got that. Then, of course, we got touchdown. And then the kicker exacting his revenge. So now you have 2 fouls. One by R and then one by K. So the question now becomes, when does that second foul occur? The foul by K. Does it occur before the score or does it occur after the score? And that can be very difficult to determine in the course of the game. On video, we can look at it and see that it happens after the score. Because he's crossed. No, now is after the score. Now comes the hit. But on the field and the action on the play, this can be very difficult because the calling official who sees this is not going to know when the ball crosses the goal line. But I want to walk through the different scenarios here that you would have. So, like I said, this is under the assumption that roughing the kicker was called, and then you have the unnecessary. You can go UNR, you can go blindside block. It doesn't really matter. The assessment will be the same. So if we go with 2 live ball fouls on this, then it is offsetting because you have R getting the ball with unclean hands, so they commit the foul, and then you have the foul by K. So 2 live ball fouls. R did not get the ball with clean hands, therefore they offset, and you just replay it down. That's if you go with 2 live ball fouls. If you go with the blindside block, UNR, being a dead ball foul, then K gets the ball and a new set of downs at the previous spot. Well, let me say the same spot, because previous spot, it's not the basic spot is not the previous spot. It would be the same spot as they started with because you're going to go 15 yards back for the, you got to do it in order. So you go 15 yards forward for the roughing the kicker, and then you get the automatic first down. And then you go 15 yards back for the blindside block. So the ball, they get the ball at the same spot with a new set of downs, but do not confuse it with previous spot. Because, the nomenclature, previous spot is associated differently with the nomenclature. So it's going to wind up being the same spot. But because you marked it off and then marked it back. So that would be the case if it is dead ball. And again, like I said, that's going to be hard to determine. And if we can sit here and look at it and say, oh yeah, clearly it was after, or just after the spot, or just after the score. In the game, though, that's going to be hard to tell. In a game, in the heat of the moment, I can see this being with I can see the crew going with 2 live balls, kind of in the heat of the moment. But I would venture the caution that in a situation like this, if it's close, you just put a dead ball. All right, moving on from that play. So this play, it came up last year, and then it seems like it came up this previous year, and it should be illegal. In fact, we've been telling you this is deception. But there's actually two problems with this play. The first one, probably the easiest one to see, and the less controversial. So you have 2 people in motion, and they both don't stop. One keeps going. So you have illegal motion. But the more concerning one is the deception. Again, this play comes up every year, and the coaches keep trying to get away with it. Probably because it's not called like it should be. So when the quarterback is looking at the sideline and acting like he's talking to the sideline, and then they snap the ball, is this deception? Is unsportsmanlike? Kill it. And it's 15 yards. Had it last year. Coach told me they run it in rec ball all the time. I told him that's where this play belongs. This play belongs in rec ball. Also, look at the play clock. It's at 0 for a while before the ball snapped. So, multiple problems on this play then. But the main thing is this is deception at its cleanest. We should not allow this type of play. Period. All right, we got another defenseless receiver, and this one is less clear, but by definition, this is still defenseless receiver. And I understand the hesitancy to flag this, because the receiver juggling the ball like that, it does throw off the defender's timing. I get that. I get that argument, but by rule, he is still a defenseless receiver. He's still in the act of catching the ball. He has not established himself as a runner yet. And it's not open hands. It's not a wrap-up. And it's a tough play for the defender. And I completely understand that. But, like I said, by the rule, by strict definition of the rule, this is a defenseless player. And since this is a safety foul, that's what we need to go by. And again, I get the argument that it throws off the defender's timing to juggle the ball, but the onus is on the defender to make legal contact. All the responsibility is on that defender to adjust his positioning and make sure that he is delivering contact that is legal. We talk about this with targeting all the time. Now you have the example where the receiver's coming down, the defender's coming in. He makes helmet-to-helmet contact. They say, what is he supposed to do? We get it. We understand it. But again, the responsibility is on the defender to make the contact legal. He has to make the adjustment to make sure that he's delivering a clean and legal hit. Again, I hate it, especially a situation like this, but them are the rules. So, it is a safety foul, so we have to go by that. All right, that's it for this week. Just 3 short videos because I want to spend a lot of time on the enforcement one. Enforcement's tricky, so just those 3 this week. Good luck this week. It's finally cooling off a little bit, at least here in the north. But we hope you have a good week. Stay safe and make the right call.